Hello everyone, welcome back to YouTube channel of DCC NIT-A, and today we are going to discuss problem preparation at TBH. Hopefully I read this story and I will directly explain you the question. So you have been given two integers n and m. After that, for next m lines, you will be given two names of a spell which do the same task. So for example, if we take m is equal to 3 and n is equal to 4, let's take n is equal to 4 and m is equal to 3, and let's take this example. So for next three lines, for next m lines, you will be given two strings, and those two strings are name of different spell, but these two spells do the same task only. So whether use this Leviosa spell or whether use this Levi spell, they both will do same task, and same for these two and same for these two. And what this n is equal to 4 tells us that after these three lines, after m lines, you will be given a sentence. Okay, so for example, this after those m lines, you will be given a sentence which will contain n number of strings. So like four strings, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So what your task is, you have been given that the spell whose length is shorter is more effective. Okay, so instead of Leviosa, you have to use Levi, and instead of stun, you have to use stun only because length of stun is smaller than length of stupefy. And if the both length are similar, example numero and uno dos, this size of both of them are similar, so you don't have to change anything. So basically the answer will be for Levesa you have to change it to Levi, keep stun as it is, keep numero as it is as both lengths are similar, and change stupefy to stun. So this is the answer. So uh, question is pretty much easy, like it's easy to understand, but there is so much to implement. Okay, you can implement it in many ways, but I will tell you a easier way with the help of map. So how will I approach the question? So first of all, you can observe this as you have been given n and m, then s1 s2 s3 s4. So like basically for any particular string, for any particular string I have two choices, whether that string or the string which is beside it. So I have to find a data structure which does that. So like basically anywhere if anywhere Leviosa is called, I have to check whether I have to return Leviosa or Levi. So I need a data structure which will store two strings against one string. And I will do same with Levi. When Levi is called, I will check whether I have to return Levi, Leviosa or Levi. And yeah, and for this also, for this thing, if anywhere in the sentence, if anywhere in the sentence stun is called, I have to check whether I have to return stun or I have to return stupefy. If anywhere in the sentence stupefy is called, I have to check whether I have to return stun or I have to return stupefy. So yeah, so how will I do this in a code in C++? How will I store two strings against one string? So you know how map works, right? So map has a key and value pair. So it works like for every key there is certain value. So you can assume this as for every key there is certain value, and there are two values actually. So I can store pair of value comma value. Okay, so I can do this for every key, two values are stored. So I will make a key comma pair of both values. So yeah, and what kind of key is that? It's a string, and my both values are also string. So what data structure I will use? I will use this one, map string comma pair of string comma string. Okay, cool. So yeah, this will do the same thing. For every string, you can store pair of string comma string, which is similar to this one only. So yeah, my first task is done. Okay, step one, my step one is done. Step one, so like my, if I show you step by step process, so step one is to take input, and how will you take input? Take n and m. After that, mm, after that, keep storing string, and in front of that, which two strings will be stored. So like make a for loop from 0 to m minus 1. Takes two strings s1 and s2. After you take C in two string s1 and s2, you have to store that in map. So like you have been given Levi and Leviosa. Okay, so these are this is s1 and this is s2, and this will happen m times. And I need to store this in map string in map, and let's name this map as m1. So how will I store this in? How will I store Levi and Leviosa like this? Like against Leviosa and Levi both should be stored, and against Levi, they both should be stored. So whenever any of them is called in sentence, I will check whether I have to return this or I have to return this. So as I told you, for a particular key, I will store both values. So I can do for Levi. So for S1, store S1 and S2. I just have to do this. So for S1 and S2 will be stored. So for Levi, against Levi and Leviosa both will be stored. And do same for S2 also. Against S2, S1 and S2 both will be stored. So yeah, this is the first step. And after completion of this step, you have to do step 2. So after completion of step 1, you will have something like this. Against any particular spell, its corresponding two spells will be stored, that particular spell and the other one. And after that, what you just have to check every string in this sentence from 0 to n, which spell should be taken. Okay, so in step 2, take input of sentence. So in that particular sentence there are n strings, right? In that particular sentence there are n strings. So you just loop for 0 to n minus 1 and make a string s1. Let's say string s1 and C in s1. So as of now, if we consider this one only. Now first Leviosa will enter in for I is equal to 0. Leviosa is entered. Now I will check in the map with against Leviosa what was stored. Against Leviosa Levi was stored. See S2 was our Leviosa, right? And I stored Levi and Leviosa against it. Okay. So I will just see what is stored against Leviosa. So I will make again two strings. Make make strings uh, S2 make strings S2 and S3, or to make it less confusing, let's store S5 and S6. So after that what you have to do is just check what is stored against string S1, what is stored against the S1, which is this for I is equal to 0, what is stored against Leviosa. So there are two values stored, right? There are two values stored, but I need to access the first value, right? I need to access the first value. So I will store first value in S5. Just do this, and in S6 I will store the second value. Dot second. Now in S5 and S6, Leviosa and Levi are stored. And after that you just have to check if size of S5 is equal to size s6 dot size. That means their both length are equal. So when their both lengths are equal, so like for example in this numero uh, numero and uno dos, size of both spell were same, so I just have to simply return the spell which was in the sentence. So in similar way, if both sizes are same, s5 and s6, so I will just return the string which was taken. Okay, in this case just see out s1. But if s5 dot size is lesser than s6 dot size, that means you have to return s5, right? You have to return s5. You have to return s5 because its size is smaller and we want the spell with smaller size. And else you just see out s6. So yeah, that's pretty much the code. And yeah, you just have to do that. Again, if you are confused, I will just show you once again what I did and what my approach was. So you have been given n is equal to n and m, and in next m line you will be given two names of spells which do the same task. So these spells do same task, and if and after that I will be given a sentence with n words, n strings, and in each string I need to replace it with a stronger version, and the stronger version is that which has smaller length. So instead of leviosa I will store levi, instead of stupefy I will store stun, and if the length of both are similar then just print the one which is given in the sentence. So yeah, that was pretty much the question. And what I thought was, whenever I will call this sentence I need to check first, string by string I will check which is better. So if this is in the sentence, I need which two things were here, which string was in front of it. So yeah, I just stored it in form of this. Against leviosa there were leviosa and levi, against levi there were leviosa and levi. And yeah, with the help of map, string pair string string. So yeah, it's everything is stored in this form. And what I just took the input of sentence, later that take input of sentence and check for every string from 0 till n minus 1 string which one should be better. So how I did that, I took the input of first string out of n string, and then I made two strings again which will store the which will store basically this one, this and this. So yeah, and after that I just have to compare. If their size is similar, just return the one which was in the sentence, or if anyone's size is smaller then return that one. So basically you have to do that. If I need to erase the crap, I will just yeah, just loop from 0 to n for string this. Okay, instead of this you would need to do s1. And yeah, if you know map, you know what I'm doing here, right? And yeah, that's basically it. If you have any doubt, post it in the comment section. And yeah, thank you.